seconds. I'm thinking it probably zoinked already. That's a minute. Yeah, I think it's zoinked. Anyway, I think I'm go grab no, there we are. Now it's zoinked. So now that it's zoinked, to reiterate, new video uploaded to TikTok today, less than an hour ago. Go check it out for me. Yeah. Done stuff I need to do. I'm back to some D&D prep. I'm just gonna run and grab some paper real fast because I need some blank paper to draw on, because I'm gonna try and draw some stuff for visual props for my players. You guys will get to see the stuff I'm drawing as I'm drawing it. Can't guarantee it's gonna be very good because I'm not the best at drawing. I can draw enough to make rough sketches and pictures of what I want. Like the stuff that's important for my players to see will be maybe like slightly more detailed. Like I'll make sure that stuff's perfectly detailed. But all in all, it just needs to be rough sketches. So let me go grab some paper and then I will be back to this D&D perhaps. Some sketchings and drawings. Yeah, let me first go get a few bits of paper actually, and then I'll grab some stuff. Back in a second. I'm on my way from the center of happiness, I believe. Right. Paper for drawing on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did actually have an 8th one, but the bit of the 8th piece is like a huge crease down the middle, which would get in the way of like making my drawings flat and stuff because I have OCD. So not doing that. That is not using that piece of paper, but I have these 7, which should be more than enough to draw all the different things that I want to draw, I think. So you take 10 points of energy damage. But you are grappled as a giant jaws slam into you and hold you in place. You're unable to escape at that point. I have to grab all my other D&D stuff out. So we have dice. These are standard D&D dice. Just gonna do a little bit of fun. I think they were just going out. So I don't know if they've gone out and realized they need to be inside and trying to get back in. I think they're here in my batch. Okay. So yes, let's do some fun stuff. These are your standard Dungeons and Dragons dice. This one here is considered your most important one. Your D20. It has numbers from 1 all the way to 20. Anyway, the 1 and the 20 are on opposite sides. So 20 is the highest and 1 is the lowest. So if you grab your fingers and put one finger on the 1 And then the number 20 is on the exact opposite side of the dice, so you can pinch the dice by the exact opposite sides. And then when you've got the 1, on the other side you've got the 20, so that's 21 total that you're pinching. If you hold the dice like this by any other 2 spots on it, assuming your dice has been made correctly and is a quality dice, not a cheap manufactured piece of garbage, whichever 2 points on the opposite side of the dice you're holding it by will always add up to 21. So you've got 20 and 1 there on opposite sides, 21. I'm pinching it like this. So if I reveal this one here, that's the 12, okay? So because that's 12, I know that 12 plus 9 is 21. Which means I know that the one under my finger here that I'm pinching is the 9, which is there, you see? And it's got a little dot there to show that it's the 9 and not the 6. So so this one's got the 4 there. So if I grab the 4 with that part of that finger and then put my other finger on the opposite side of it, I know that 4 plus 17 is 21. So if I put my finger on the 4 there, then I've got the 17 under my thumb there, which I have. But yes, the 20. The D12, which apparently is one of, again, D12 has numbers 1 to 12. Same thing again, assuming you've got a proper one. If you put your finger on the 1 and then your other finger on the opposite side of it, that'll be the 12. So you've got the biggest and the smallest opposite each other. 1 plus 12 is 13. So whichever 2 sides you grab will add up to 13 again. So if the 2 is there, you know that on the other side you have the 11 there, which you do. Apparently this is a lot of people's favorite, like for like visual aesthetic, if you like, for how it looks. And apparently the D12 is a lot of people's favorite, which I get, but it's probably my least favorite of them. Shape-wise, the only other one that's possibly less favored is the D4, but I quite like the D4. It's just like a little 3-sided pyramid, or like one of those like shaped like a tea bag, but with sharper edges rather than rounded edges. It's stunning. I like it, but D8, beautiful tetrahedron. Again, like if you're pinching this, the 1 and the 8 will be on opposite sides, so that adds up to 9. So I'm currently pinching the 7 here. Since this finger's on the opposite side, that's going to have the 2 on it. Add up to 9. And you've got your regular dice, your D6. That is literally just a regular cube with the numbers 1 to 6. Like you get in any sort of board game, standard game set, Yahtzee, whatever. And then you have your 2 D10s, one of which should have the numbers 0 to 9 on it. The 0 can function as, well, generally the 0 functions as a 10. It can, under some circumstances, function as an actual 0, meaning 0. But for the most part, it functions as not quite for the most part, but if you're rolling on its own, for the most part, the 0 functions as a 10. And then you've got your other D10, which has got a double 0, and then it's got the numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So that when you roll them together, you can roll what's called a D100. So basically, if you roll, that's rolled a double 0 and a 4, which, if you're rolling it like that, the double 0 counts as 0, and the 4 counts as a 4, so that would equal a 4. If you roll, that's 30 on the one with the 10, 20, 30, etc. So that's a 30, and this one's rolled a 2, so that's 32. If you roll 0 on all the dice, then that counts as a 100. But when I said about the 0 on the regular D10 counts as, for the most part, as a 10. Like if you're rolling 10 point, like a D10 for damage, and you roll 3, that's 3 points of damage. If you roll it and you roll the 0, that doesn't mean you do 0 points of damage. It means you do the maximum of 10 points of damage. So for that, if you're rolling the D10 on its own, it mostly counts as the 0 on it mostly counts as a 10. But if you're rolling it with the one that's got it by the 10s, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, if you roll a 60 on this and a 0 on this, on the regular D10, that it doesn't count as a 10. That doesn't make it 60 plus 10 is 70, because that would just be 70. It counts as a 0, so 60 on that plus a 0 on the regular D10 is 60. But yeah, these are regular set of D&D dice. These are my special sparkly glittery ones that are supposed to represent certain galaxies and constellations in the solar system. I've got 8 sets. This one's like red and bluish set. The one I was just showing you sort of greenish blue with a little bit of golden brown splotches. I quite like the purple ones, which are sort of purple and with little little darker patches as well, but they're mostly purple. I've got dark green. I've got blue and brown. Brown's sort of different color blue. But yeah, there's 8 blues. But that's my favorite dice sets. Or, well, I say favorite, yeah. It's the ones I use the most because they're in a little. They came in a box of their own. Oh yeah, you can see that shows you on the back. That shows you what star constellations and nebulas, etc., and galaxies they represent. So this one here, the dice inside it represent the Orion Nebula. But anyway, I have a map, like a little foresty type battle map, which I can use for my players to move their counters on, like in an encounter. So like if they meet an ogre in the forest, I can stick a token on the map on one of the squares that represents an ogre, and then I put their counters where they are, and then they can move around the map. I also literally have a bag full of like board game pieces, which I use for. I haven't got actual minifigures, but like I can. This is like 100 tokens, 100 tokens in that, and it's light as anything. My actual minifigures are in like a container case, which is considerably larger and heavier. So because I do have to thingy, I mostly just use these, but sometimes I'll be able to use the proper minifigures. Got my dice tray, which currently has extra stuff in it. That's got a meta minifigure inside. Lots of notebooks for writing notes on stuff in. And I've got my main notebooks, which I use to write in what actually happens during the sessions that we're playing. 1 second. This is Gorilla paper, which can be used for like drawing stuff in. It's got lots of like tiny little squares on it. I think you can just see that. Yes, it's got lots of squares on it, which makes the screen look like it's going a little bit fuzzy. That's just because it's got lots of tiny little squares on it. So I can draw stuff on it, but for what I'm drawing today, I'm just going to use blank paper. Like I can use the squared one to like plot out the shapes of islands, or wait a minute, I'll show you this because this is cool. I haven't used this for my players yet, but soon I will. If I can find it. I think I'm actually going the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah, 1 second. I think it's the next page. Yeah, it was literally 1 page forward from where I opened it. So I have plotted out for them a little map there. That's a little maze type thing, I guess, for them to go through. I'm not sure that. Oh yeah, you're right. This is a good page. This is a map which you can't really see at that distance. This is a map of the island continent thing that they're on, and it's got 9 different regions that are all broken up. This one over here is like the forest region, which is why even though you can't really see it very well, it's got lots of little tree shapes drawn in it because the entire thing is covered in trees. I'm plotting out like cities they've been in, rivers and lakes. Mountains are represented by triangles. I've got labels for like any places they've gone that they've had special encounters or like notable encounters, and it's got cities and everything mapped out. So as they go on their adventures, each time they reach a new place or get a significant location, I just add it to this map here. And at some point, I'm going to need to draw individual maps for each of the 9 regions, because just to make it easier, like to see. So I've got more space to write down things. This is a notes for a board game that I've invented, which the players could play, but I'm like, it might take a little while. I don't want to like use up an entire set. Like if they all want to play, I mean, they could all get on. I could let all my players play as a team against someone else, and then they could work together to try and figure out how they want to do their game. But I feel like it could potentially use up like an entire session just them playing one game of this against an opponent. I'm like, I'll see. And I've made it. I've invented it and made it up and everything. So yeah, I might as well use it at some point. There's no point in leaving it to just not exist. I can actually make it into a real board game, like get on to like board game manufacturers and like get it sold, and so it's actually like a real board game in the real world in people's actual houses. I might not actually keep these out on the bench now, but I've got my 3 main books that are necessary for DMing sessions: the Player's Handbook, which is good for DMs and players; Dungeon Master's Guide, lots of good resources for DMs; and Monster Manual, which has lots of creatures and monsters and their statistics. For me, for making counters, I can also make up my own, which is what I'm doing for a lot of them. Making up my own monsters and like opponents. Like I use for like if I'm making them fight an elf sorcerer guy, then yeah, I can use like the main stat blocks and just adjust them the way I want. To make things my screen frozen. I saw that. To make things go like maybe a little different, a little bit easier, or a little bit harder, or a little bit different, a little bit more mysterious. And then I've got my Dungeon Masters kit, which has got a screen for me to book so my players can't see my notes. It's also got in the back some blank maps, which I can draw on with pens and wipe clean afterwards for like drawing. Custom made, if you like, encounter spaces. I'm just going to leave that in there because I don't need it whilst I'm doing prep. But yes, that is all that stuff. Let me play my video. Bear with me. Misses in the first attack. This tail goes wide. Turns around and snaps its jaws coming towards the tree. Right, I can use these to leave them. I don't actually need to have these out because I'm not going to be referencing them just there because, well, I will at some points, but for the main part, I'll just be drawing on these. I have to decide which of these I want to assign to what. Okay. Excuse me. And Yasha is looking up her feet, just like trying to pry the jaws open off of her body, but she's unable to do so. Do I have a pen? I do have a pen. I also have a pencil because I'm going to, rather than just going straight in with a pen which has ink, which does not erase, I will use a pencil to sketch out the rough layout of what I want. That way, if I make mistakes or I want to change anything or anything isn't the way I want, I can just use a eraser to rub it out a little bit and then touch it up with a pencil. And then once I've sketched it and it looks the way I want, I can grab my pen and ink over it, so it's like looks more permanent. So, I feel like kneeling / sitting on my legs like this is probably not the best position because it's not good for blood circulation, so I might try and just sit on the edge of the bed like this or something. I have notes in here for the different things that I need to draw. Let's see what I need to draw. I also actually need to think of a few more shops and stalls. And let me just play it with it. That'll hit. That's 23. That'll do. And no, it's just 17. You got it. Okay, great. So 12 points of damage on the first one, and 6 points of damage on the second one. So 18. Nice. As you release the 2 bolts from the manage to just peek around the tree, see it like clamming, grasping on its jaws and swinging back and forth. One hits the bottom of the jaw, the other hits the side. These little splatter of dark crimson alligator blood from the 2 impacts, but it's still holding taut to this tiny little morsel it has in its jaws. I'll use my pathetic speed to try and match Caleb. All right, I'll go to Caleb for me. Caleb or? Sorry, is that for the kid? Yeah, this is so much fun. I'm glad we are helping. Random ass penguin. At least you guys are brave. Okay, Molly Boat. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of do like a parkour off of the rock and come down and try and get it right in its mouth to try and get it to spit out knot. So the first attack, that's good. That's 21. That's better. That's 22. That hits. There's a breakthrough at 2 strikes with this down. Spit it out. Both of those are the same, which is 8, 7. 7 damage. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Cool. So it's 14 points of damage with 2 strikes. And then I go slamming into the side of its heavy, thick, scaled hide. It's hurting, but it's definitely a resistant beast. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a key point now to do Flurry blows. Flurry blows. So they hold that behind. They go to like a punch and a drop. That's an 18. They just keep getting better. You go that hit. And that one's not great. That's worse. That's a 12. 12 misses, unfortunately, but you do one punch. One punch up. After sending it twice, you go for like the soccer Martin. Whack! You know what? I rolled the wrong damage die for those first 2. But that's my fault. 6 damage. I rolled d6s.
I still need to decide what order I'm putting these things in on the street for them. Anyway, close up. Okay. I can leave that there for now. Right, the first thing I need to draw is a picture of what they see when they look down the alley. I need a small piece of this to be fair. Let's just use this one. I don't think it makes too much difference which one I use. So I will be able to show it to you as I'm drawing it, like the whole time. What I'll do is I'll just draw it and I'll show you guys at intervals what I've got. But I will move it closer so you can have a proper look at what I'm drawing. So you can actually see what it looks like.
Duplicity. That's my action. And I'm gonna pop my little person down.
How to do this? Let's start by making.
That Yasha is fighting. Yes.
I think how I draw it actually.
My bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on the little bird creature. Okay. So go ahead and roll the heal on that one. That's 6. 6.
Yeah, that goes like that, and then.
You watch suddenly its yellow eye flickers and looks around for a second in the space. It begins to push against the slit. I see. I gesture to turn. It looks at it. It's trying to pull its way back out of the bog. You see it's like getting stuck and sliding in, but it's trying to pull itself backward. Alright. That's your turn, Jessica? That's all I can do. Yeah, show you're up. Okay, so I'm in the jaws. Jaws. Okay. So you don't restrain. You can still attack it, but you're disadvantaged on your attacks. Okay. So Divine Fury. Correct. And if I do Reckless, does that mean if you Reckless, you can take their attacks. Okay. Alright, so make your 2 strikes. First one with Divine Fury as you swing down towards the top of its jaws with your blade. That's a natural 1. As you go to swing, the jaws tense against you. It hurts now your muscles kind of tense from the pain, but you just stay focused going for your second strike. This one. 17. 17 does hit full damage. This still gets Divine Fury, though. It's the first strike that hits. Yeah. So. That's not 18. 18 points of damage. beginning of the battle.
Am I actually just able to, if I have my hand on his jaws, just pull him apart?
Yeah, you can. You're inside of it. So,
just like Seiya.
so as you pull yourself, you pull the jaws open and step out of it, getting your feet to the ground as you yank apart. Put your leg up into it. You feel the jaw pop. It kind of falls back for a moment. Its jaw limp, its tongue kind of falls down one side. You have your blade, and you do the finishing blow. Describe to me the finishing blow.
Finishing blow.
Yeah, it's breaking its jaws and kill it. So that's shit.
Okay, so I'll just cut into his chop on it.
Oh, okay. So after breaking the
Maybe
jaws,
shut
step
a
out,
window
pull the
here.
blade from behind you, and with a wide swipe, almost like an anti-cavalry blow, you just cut through the side of its throat and its neck. It doesn't get all the way through, but it cuts enough through the spine where it just falls to the ground. This long, heavy, limp piece of luggage. Putting that there for its side.
Okay.
All right. Is there where you are? I'll move. So
Can I
these are
move?
his jaws. So.
Yeah, can I move towards like the back of the other one? So kind of like in front of Jester, in between the Croc and Jester.
That's as far as you can get. Right, good there.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And it's your turn. Gosh, let's finish Caleb here.
Yeah, it seems like can I get within 30 feet of it? No, could I? Let's think probably.
Within your speed will get you right to the edge there. So just out of 30 feet.
Just about 30 feet.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to cast magic missile at level 3.
All right.
Let's just go to my little friend.
So that's 5 missiles.
That is 5 missiles. So here we go.
Chuck into the swamp. Cast the spell and release the 5 missiles. Only attack once.
Nice.
Yeah. Broken clock.
Total of 18, so.
Along the side of it, still holding not its mouth, not its muffled screaming, it's its jaws, its finger back and forth. It seems singularly focused on destroying whatever it has its mouth on. The beast. That finishes your turn, Caleb?
Disappointed!
No, it's your turn.
Oh gosh, not.
Isn't my first action to try to resist the grapple and escape?
All right, so I need you to go ahead and to get tested. All right, so the escape DC is 16, so it's athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Whatever. Yes, acrobatic.
All right, straight pop check.
18.
18 is enough. You manage to just squeeze out of its jaws and land back on the ground, but you are kind of slipping out of a brief moment of its opening and get those like blood streak down. You can feel the pain from the teeth taking into your body.
Is it engaged with bow? Can I get a sneak attack on it?
It would, yeah.
Okay, great. I will shoot it in the face. Boom, that great. 12.
12 misses. You pull out, and just from being shaken around, you're a bit dizzy, and the pain swelters in your body. And as you go to fire, just ricochets off of its hide.
Is he flanked with Yasha?
Right now, it's technically yes, actually.
17.
Okay. Let me show you what I've got so far. It's nothing super special. But here we are. So at the moment, you can't really see very well, but oh well. There is a building. Never mind. It's so dark. Let me toss this behind it. That should make it easier for you to see. So it's not see through. There's a building on this side, and a building on this side. Windows at the top here. And they've got again, you can't really see it very much, but there's ground down here, and then this big space in the middle is going to be a vision of what they can see looking down the alley. It'll be more visible once I've drawn ink over it as well. I'm worried that if I do ink over it like that, it might end up slightly changing how it looks.
Sorry, no worries.
I'm gonna get away as fast and as far as I can.
Wait, over here.
Sure. Yeah, let's see.
So as far as you can get there, it does try to snatch its jaws towards you in the process. So natural 20. Rolling to be proud. It's 895. So
Oh, you get up to the dodgy good?
28 points of piercing damage.
Can I use candy dodge again?
You just want what's around, yeah.
Alright,
so 14 points of piercing damage. However, grappled in its jaw. I know, but you tried to, and it's trying to break away. You're like running. We're talking like Deep Blue Sea, Samuel L. Jackson as you're running away, and the jaw just grabbing over your back. You're just being hit over and circling again.
The attack?
Now you.
just what I think I'm not.
As it strikes out and grapples Knot in the jaws, you do manage to get one swing at it.
I kind of whack it right in the nose, because that's what I was taught with bears. No! Be high. Okay. 12 damage.
Alright. So, as the attack comes back, you hit it right across the snout. And upon the impact, its eyes come your face for a second, but it just sees shoot. It's still standing. That finishes not strike. Alright. With that, the one standing Croc is going to go ahead and drop Knot out of its jaws. And attempt to bite again. So actually, before it bites him, swings its tail. Attempts to slam you with its tail. So this disadvantage on that strike. Disadvantage. Even with disadvantage, it's a 20. So the tail hits you. That's an 18 points of bludgeoning damage. All right. It's going to go ahead and try and bite you. That's what it's doing on its turn. Disadvantage. I know.
The next bit is the most important part, right? The way.
It's a 17 hit. What's your bonus?
18 now. Yes, haste, but I don't know. I'm dead. Do I have haste? Or...
But he's on the cast.
I'm going to make a quick call here.
You're calling someone?
Right. This part, although there's not much to see, is the most important part of this drawing. Alright, so the wall here, this is just supposed to be brickwork. It's just a very quick sketch because I don't want to waste time putting too much detail into something that's not really relevant. Same on this one. But here is, see that right beside my finger there? Those are little signposts. Well, it's one signpost, but it's on two separate, like little plaques, basically. And that is Knock Alley, because that is the name of, well, one of many names this alley has. The name of the alley that these guys are going to walk down.
No, that's a 17 still. So with the haste bonus, that would still miss, yeah. So here's what happens. As you fall unconscious, your form is just kind of blurring slightly from the impact. And as you tumble, it goes to strike and bite you. You're tumbling backward at such a speed, still the effect of the spell carrying you, that you kind of
There's going to be an
out
arch
of the
overhead.
You just kind of spin and spill out of its mouth as the teeth clamp, plummeting to the ground. Not taking a critical hit and immediately failing to do that saving throws. Do you have any 300 gold diamonds?
I have lots of rings. Do any of them have diamonds in them?
No, 300 gold. I'm just saying, you gotta buy your stuff. He's a terrible cleric. No.
I've never done this before.
Laura, so components that cost money. You have to purchase like this diamond and this incense.
Do you have a diamond that's worth 300 gold?
It's worth 100, which is what I need for my spell.
Yeah.
Don't die, anyone. Don't die. Why do I have that stupid spell prepared if I can't even use it? Damn it.
That's a good question.
The chalice still enough.
Yeah.
Heroes face with chalices.
Eventually.
Well, that finishes the Croc's turn. As the hate spell snatches not from the jaws of almost imminent death. Ford, you're up.
Alright, so I fucking see not just fucking ragdolling all over the place. I'll use the rest of my speed to get as close as I can.
That gets you up on the battlefield.
Does that put me within 30 feet of that croc?
It puts you at 35 feet. It's just a 30-foot range.
I'm 35 feet away? Yeah. Oh, fuck me.
Makes you go for long range.
I do. I wanted to do it. Two more Eldritch Blasts going.
Go for it. Roll the attacks.
That is 16 to hit.
16 hits.
That's not going to do. That's 13.
13 just misses.
That's 10 plus 4, 14 points of damage.
I'm going to do this.
I'll look at that nice piece of luggage and I'll say, not today.
I just failed 2 death saves from that flow.
Alrighty, and with that, as both of the skills blast hit, it's still like up on the rock after snatching its jaw in the air and missing nods, it comes out of it. The head comes out and turns towards you. And as its jaws open, both up in the throat, you watch the back of its head just bursts behind it. Its eyes just kind of go dull before it slopes over the rock and just slowly slides into the edge of the swamp nearby.
You got the kill. You were barely in the fight.
No, he totally came. He's good. He's a hero.
Yeah.
Can I use my influence Jester, my duplicate, to run over to Knox so she can move 30 feet?
She can.
And it wouldn't be encumbered because... Yeah.
So here, in this instance, the illusion of 9 I don't think would be affected by the pressure.
Wonderful. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on...
There you go.
As you know...
So there's
A second.
up here on this bit, that's the Windows bars. The windows over here are just shuttered, like shutters. I'm not saying that all these details I'm drawing are relevant or that they're gonna do anything. I should also angle them. I forgot to angle them to make it look like they're going away slightly.
So it heals you up there. You come to consciousness not.
That was scary. I should not have been this close. Where were you? I was doing everything up there. To my fucking knees in this fire. I should have slopped now in infant proportion. You should have had slopped
They jump down and hold over to the little red creature.
fucking Kentucky knows what I'm talking about. What's a slop dolly? We're in it.
You guys!
As you guys take a moment,
Second one on this side.
looking at each other,
Just gonna shade over them lightly to
jump down from the
indicate
tree.
that it's dark on the inside of these.
They're still struggling in the marsh. You see the small black river creature. They're all going to take that's 9, something like 14. Let's take a quick break. We'll pick up in
1 second.
in just a few moments.
Oh, what nice.
They are. There's a big fight.
Full game dice strength. More, we'll get that to you ASAP. Thank you for
I'm telling you. That's really cool. Like Hawaii.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, so as you guys all take a moment, kind of tend to your exhaustion from plunging into this swamp haphazardly, Some of you took quite a beating in the process. Jester got your attention towards this now struggling small bird creature. It looks to be about the size of an adolescent child. Maybe no more than, well, I'd say really under like an 8 or 9 year old. But you see, instead of skin, it's just black feathers, no wings. The feathers are too small among the arm to actually be flight ready. The lower half of its body is still like sunken and thick in the bog, and it has, where its face is, 2 bright yellow eyes, very crow raven-like eyes, and a long black pointed beak. And just
Hey, I can help you. Give me your hands. Can I lift this up?
make a wish check. Out of sockets. Oh.
No, 20.
20. With just a few moments, so your legs sink in a bit, you manage to pull, find leverage, and grab onto some of the heavy vines inside. You manage to pull this creature out from the bog until eventually its legs free. And as it kind of pulls its way up to the top, it begins to shrug off the thick bog slot that was keeping it stuck there in the center of the opening.
Can you understand us? Oh my gosh. Are you do you live around here? What is your name? Are you an adult or are you a kid?
Where do you live?
I don't know why I'm giving each of the different walls a different texture, by the way, but I am. I hope my players will appreciate it.
How did you get here?
Even the time that I'm putting, I am putting completely unnecessary amount of detail into this, or something that they will probably look after like 2 seconds before going to look at the next picture.
Here's one of the books.
Oh, no, please, no. Please, no. Please, no.
Oh,
Coach.
maybe you should learn how to speak.
I've tried drawing in a silhouette of a silhouette of a shading figure down the thing. I've tried to make him holding onto like the hilt of a blade, but it just looks like he's, you know, touching himself. And there, I'm with my players. I can guarantee there is a 0% chance that one of them, there's a 0% chance that none of them are going to make a sex joke about it. It is a guarantee that at least one of them will.
Kiri, you're 4 years old. That's so wonderful.
What are you doing here? What is this place?
Looks like it's writing out an extended statement in the paper.
What do next?
Goes up to you and it says, "Family going west, traveling, escaping East Mountains. Skies go dark there. Father said the valley folk fighting."
There's a big fight going on. Where's she at?
How far have you traveled? And do you recognize people that look like her?
Where's your family now? Oh no. Are your mom and dad okay? You don't know where they went? How did you get separated?
He's writing another small essay.
We should keep an eye out to make sure no more of those things come out while they're
Make perception check. One of you take advantage.
Those much. So much.
Well, one of you is aiding the others. Unless you want to make 2 separate rolls, it's up to you. Let's do 2 separate. Alright, so let's go for it.
making it like a ground level gutter type. Great. Maybe just now bars.
Shows it over. It says,
Only on one side of the wall. Though.
swamp folk saw us, so we ran to not be taken. I wasn't watching.
And I'm gonna draw a little rat.
Embry could risk sisters or selves, so kept going.
Oh no!
Stuck here for a while. Not their fault. Don't want them to die for my carelessness. Horses above.
We've got to get into his family.
You know where they're having.
Oh, I don't know. Are you?
Boy, murder him, girl, murder him. Murder him.
Kiri. Oh no! How many sisters do you have?
Puts up 4 fingers.
Ah!
Long, exaggerated feather fingertips.
I might not actually make it a rat. I mean, because my drawing is garbage and it looks like some sort of mutated thing. So I'm gonna make like a mini monster thing. Well, not monster, but like it's gonna be a little mini beast. Like it's gonna be some sort of. It's gonna have a little horns on its head, like just mini horns. It's gonna look mostly like a rat, but with little horns and some like big front. Something between a mixture in its general shape. Something between the mixture of a rat and a jerboa. Like big, strong-looking back legs and like smaller front ones, but it's gonna have exaggerated claws in its little front legs, and have a regular rat tail and a regular rat type mouth. It's gonna have little horns on its head, and its fur is gonna have like teeny little, not quite quills, but maybe like barbs on it. So if they try to pick it up, it's gonna be a little stingy. It's not really gonna be threatening or anything. So if anything happens, that'll be on them. There we are. And actually, I think is all I need to draw for that. So, oh, somebody liked my TikTok video.
Very different strain races out there. I've heard people may have crossed this story before, but you've done a little bit of story. It's got maybe like a
Yes, you could check out my TikTok too.
this area.
I've never seen that.
Natural 20. Okay, good. Yes, you know. They're usually very removed, and location-wise, they usually exist on the far outskirts of the empire, if anywhere. They have small family units that can live on their own. There isn't so much mechanical culture in the water too. They're just small little groups that kind of look after themselves.
They're able to mimic.
Correct. And as part of their history, and we rolled a natural 20, so you know quite a bit. You can say that there's something in their lineage. There was a curse involved. Something based around the time of their creation, where their ability to converse was taken from them.
Well, here, have you ever seen like a safe house, a building or a structure around while you were fleeing?
Where did you see the?
Right, that one second, I'll show you. So, you're ready to see how absolute garbage my drawing is, but yeah. So, there is the little rat type creature here. There's a little door here which it's got a handle and a lock, and it's got like metal plating on it. This here is a little like ground level. So this is the ground here, like it goes along the edge of the bottom of the wall. And this is a little drain gutter type thing here at ground level, and it goes up to like the height of your knees. That's the shady figure with holding a sword, and it looks like he's holding his dick. And there's just some general debris and garbage there in the alley. A large wooden crate, which is half open and on its side, and a small sack of some sort, tied closed. just to see if they decide to go and investigate. Let's draw a little bit of clouds to show there is sky up here. I might actually do some slight coloration.
Reach behind my belt and I pull out a dagger and twirl it in my finger and roll towards the trigger. There for the sharp. Be sharp.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I have crayons, coloring pencils, in the other room, so I will. I'm gonna take a photo of this when it's not colored, actually, and then I will take that out color and then take a photo of that because I like taking photos of my garbage art. Mainly because it means that if the players want to see what it looks like before I color it in, they can. Right, so let's get a little picture of this. Flip that around, nobody wants to see my face. Right, let's zoom that a little bit. There we are, there we are, there we are. Beautiful. Yeah, it's all clear. I might just take a few close-up pictures of individual elements of it as well. So we've got the signs here. Just a picture. Yeah. Right, that's the signpost. Take a photo of the shady guy holding his sword, which is a sword hilt. Actually, it doesn't matter if that picture's blurry because it's supposed to be a little bit blurry. Let's take a photo of the rat thing. There we are. One of this little grating. Which I'm actually quite proud of the way the grating turned out. A lot of everything else is just kind of rubbish, but the grating itself is like the ground level sewer type things. Really good. My pleasure to investigate to see what it actually is. There's the crate and the ruined sack. Take a little photo of the barred window. That's barred, not barred. Although maybe there will be a bard inside it. Maybe they faintly hear some music playing and go to investigate. That's good. Take one of the metal plated door, wherever that is. It should be right there. There it is. Focus on the door, please. Sort of thing. Thank you. What else? Oh yes, these shutter windows here. Probably don't need to zoom in quite as much for them. Focus. And a little rush here because the shingles that I've drawn are quite good actually. And also if I take a photo of this, I can get the sunlight in as well. And a bit of the archway thing that forms like the roof of the alley, because this alley has a sort of a roof thing spanning between the two buildings. Right. However, I'm not going to color in just now. I can do that a little bit later. Because next bit of paper. Will I use that one or will I use this one? I think I'll use this one here. I'm going to draw the next bit for you. Well, for my players, but you guys are going to get to see it. This way. Might do it. No, I'm gonna do it this way.
It is definitely a post house for the probably barrel that was first made. The stones look well over 100 years old. That have long been reclaimed by the roots and vines of the swamp. Nothing special beyond that, really. Just an abandoned post.
Looks like a bunch of old crap, to be honest. Oh, it's disappointing. I can't get
Like, let me just hold this dagger for just a moment.
You know, they put hard grip on it.
I'll move it back. I'll move it back. I just want to test something.
it's okay, kid.
Hey, we're just gonna, test your reflexes here, okay? No, just
Got 9 hit points.
hit. You got a little sparring. Punch here. Hit here. Can you? Nah. You.
SQ will go there before she does this.
Okay.
So I see before we give a dagger to a child.
Natural 20.
Mhm.
To the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you take 2 points of damage.
Oh.
You're like, oh. So
A natural 20 got 2 points of damage.
I don't know if she needs a dagger, but here you go, child. There you go.
Whoa.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna do it first.
Let's open these giant gators and see what they have in their bellies.
Let's see if we can keep some of this leather. I bet it's worth
I approve of this. This is literally what my characters always do.
are you guys going to carve through the two?
Like, yes, I'm going to harvest some of this Tarrasque's blood if I can. Yes, I would like to clip the dead witch's toenails and stick them in a jar.
It's a medicine check to understand which parts of the body of Enderwally are most delicate.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Let's try and open it up.
Your weapon. Still good. Okay.
It'll take you the better part of the day to carve off enough of the hide to really be useful for trading. So it'll put you probably. It's a long process with big creatures. So if we get to kind of carve off some of its hide, none of you are experienced tanners, so there's a lot of trial and error and a lot of like sections of it tearing off prematurely, and it's a very messy process. Jester is kind of like hand to elbow, just covered in blood.
Is there anything fun in the guts?
If you check it out, you find a lot of bones. You find a lot of partially digested meat, and a lot of black feathers.
Hours doing that?
A while. Yeah.
If she did, then Caleb would have spent an hour to cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual spell to talk to her full on.
Can I take a short break? New from Domino, the ultimate Korean
Domino.
barbecue chicken
Woo.
range,
Shit.
including the signature pizza. Wrestling to get my key points back.
Sure.
Okay. I didn't realize that this was. Would I be able to tell from my medicine history that this is bird people? Like, couldn't you tell from the bones it's a lot of bird people?
That's a good handful.
Oh, yeah.
That's his kid's parents.
Oh, come on. Or just a
Probably the rest of the family too. Your cousins. I might be the only one.
I'm going to pull this Fury away from this for a moment and say,
Right.
an hour has passed of me doing
Now,
this
I can show you what I've drawn.
So
Uh,
I understand you as clearly as you understand me. You want to tell me anything about your time in this swamp or what you want to do with yourself.
Right, so,
You are alone, or how we can
you recall
help you.
I said on the last picture I did that I showed you how there's here there's two little like plaque things which say Knock Alley on them, because that's what the place is called. So here, for my player's reference, just in case they're like, what does that say? I can be like, haha, you welcome and see this. And that is roughly what they'll see. Obviously, in the game, in the world, it's a lot a bit cleaner than that. They're like, they have been crafted by a somewhat more significant, more skilled metalsmith. Again, I will color these in slightly, so I'm going to take a little photo of that before I color it in. Not that there's anything special about it as such, but just from my own personal reference and stuff. I'm also going to draw a little bit of brickwork around it quickly, just a little bit of brickwork. To give an impression of like what they actually see.
I mean, their hoots and whistles are some form of language, aren't they?
Well, he said that they were cursed and they lost
That's
their
interesting.
meaning.
It's an interesting point. After casting the spell, there's no language to understand mimicry. Got it. So you actually get the gist of that initial statement through just talking for a while, but the spell has no effect. There was no spoken language.
We don't know that these ones are her parents.
Looking through with your medicine check, it looks like there's only 3.
There's 3 bodies. Were they big ones or little ones? Sisters.
Parents are alive.
They're really sad and they'll be happy that one of their 2. Yeah, no, we won't tell her that. I was afraid it was her parents, but if we can let her parents know that she's okay, then at least.
You said you could send a message?
Yeah, well, so the traveler's been teaching me some stuff.
Okay.
And I was asking him the other night about like how I could thank my mama and stuff like that. So he taught me a little bit of how to send messages across distances.
Wow. And so don't you need to know who you're telling it to or something?
I don't know. I think if it's familiar enough, then I can send it. So maybe if she describes them, I could do it. I haven't ever tried it.
You should try it now.
I need to send it to people. I have to prepare it.
Oh.
Let's haul this all back onto the cart and get on our way and see where we
Maybe
get
our
to.
parents just left her. We shouldn't go fighting
There
with
were
her.
3 of her kids, you know?
What do you propose we do?
Oh no.
Blood all over my
We
hair.
gave her a dagger, point her in the right direction that her parents are going.
Well,
The other swamp things will kill it.
Well, if she comes with us, then we'll kill her.
What's her size?
There we are. I've had a little bit of brickwork type art around the edges of it, just for fun. Yeah. I'm gonna draw a little spider because, I should draw a spider web on this thing. Just for fun, to make them scared, because they might think, you wouldn't have drawn a spider web if it wasn't going to be a dangerous spider. And then it would just be innocuous. Whoa. That's the thing, if your players are suspicious enough, you can pretty much make them believe anything you want just by saying or doing or adding little things. Like you can literally make your players so paranoid just with 3 simple words. All you have to say is, "Are you sure?" Like they say they want to do something, just like, "Are you sure?" And they will stop. They could be walking into their action that they're about to do with 100% confidence, 100% purpose, literally be about to roll their dice. They can literally be about to roll their dice, and you say, "Are you sure?" And they will stop. They will not roll that dice. They will stop, and they will second guess everything. They could have just given you like a 10-minute spiel of the most flawless logic in the world. Everything perfect. And all you have to do is say, "Are you sure?" And they will suddenly question every single word that they have just said. It's honestly so much fun. I mean, you can literally just say it just for fun. Like they can be 100% right and they can be 100% sure, and you can be sure that they're 100% right and sure. But all you have to do is say the words just for fun. It does mean, however, that if don't do it if it's something like major important. If it's like a majorly important plot point that they need to do, or they need to go this place, or they need to say this or do this or whatever, maybe don't do it then, because then if they second guess and they decide not to do it, they just leave, and they're not going to get that thing. Unless you've got some other way to make them, like to suggest they do, like if you say, or like just tell them that it looks completely superior. Then even if you say, oh, it looks completely safe, they're like, it looks completely safe. That doesn't mean it is. Right, so I have added a teeny little spider web just there. You can see the spider hanging from it as well, right beside my fingernail. Which I'm not going to go grab a little photo of that because I took photos of all the other things that I did. So let's just zoom in on that. Tap for focus. Focus. I don't like that actually. Focusing it somehow made it go blurrier. Right, let's zoom out. Oops. That's not what we're trying to do. Zoom back in. Okay, fine. Gosh, my camera's so temperamental. Someone's like, I already took photos of this bit of paper. Why are you drawing more stuff on it? There we are. Still a little blurrier than I would like, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's what you did. Then I used Arcane Recovery. That's all I wanted to ask about.
I don't know, guys. I mean, we've seen how people react to not around here. What if we drag her and turn up some crazy local slang?
All of these are great points, but I'm waiting for another idea. Well, I think that we should do what we have done so far, which is to improvise. It is better to bring her with us than leave her, and then if we find an advantageous place to leave her, then we will. But for the time being, she is a sidekick.
Sidekick.
Fair chance, better than none.
So possibly someone to watch the card while we do this.
Plus, in the morning, I can send a message to your mama and dad.
Well, then that.
And maybe we can get you a horse, and then you can go find them.
We should get back to the cart. At least try and make our way into some dry
Let's see if we can find some safe.
Yeah.
I'll carry this leather to the car.
I'll carry this leather to the car. She goes and helps you start lifting the cart stuff, but barely at all.
Right. I love her. I love her.
She's the best.
She's the best.
Welcome to the 99.
Hey!
Walks right up to you, it's like face.
Let me give her a kiss. She's just so cute.
You get back to helping catch her.
All right, to the garden then.
And I drew a little spider web in the corner of the one that says that. See? Little corner spider web. Again, just because it might make them suspicious. And sometimes, DMs, we love messing with our players' heads. We are the table god. We get to be assholes. Admittedly, the dice are also the table gods. No, the DM is the table god. The dice are the gods of D&D, the real ones. They're the real gods of D&D, so to speak. Well, so I've drawn that one, and I've drawn that one. Ooh, the next one is the trickiest one, because I first have to decide what order I want to put everything into. Ooh, right. This is going to have to be very strategic.
Welcome to the Mighty Nine.
I think how many. I have to decide this carefully because for a specific game mechanic that I've got planned, I need the ally to be it needs to have a minimum length. So let me think. A minimum length of, let me think. Probably about 210 feet. So if I say that each stall slash shop slash building building front, building face, whatever, is going to be 20 or 30 feet wide, like including like spaces between buildings, empty points, things like that. Let's say on average, because some are just going to be little stalls that are only like 10 feet wide. Some are going to be shop faces that are like 30 feet wide, so just averaging out and saying each one's going to be 20 feet. That means I'm going to need about 10 or 11 on each side. So if I say 10 on each side of the alley, that means I'm going to need a total of 20 buildings, stalls, etc., doorways. I do have I've got 23 things written down, but a couple of them aren't actual buildings. They're more just people that they can encounter along the way and talk to or whatever. So here I have to plot out 10 there and 10 there. Let's get on it then. Play box.
This is never going to get irritating. Let's get on the right.
Can I insight checker?
Sure. Yeah, make an insight check.
So bad. 12.
Super person. Not that kind of bird person, but
Just like this round, we pick up one more stray, it would actually be 9.
that can't happen. No, that will not happen.
Then we wouldn't be ironic anymore.
That's true.
Are we cheeky or are we serious? That'll totally change our entire disposition of the group. Okay.
Seriously, cheeky. Cheekily serious.
Let's put a cloak over her since she looks a little less like a bird.
I've got some clothing that would fit her. You know, buy a little bit. Just give you my cape and stuff.
Right.
No, you don't have a cloak on. I'll take off my hat. No, no.
I can't put it in short.
It's a nice flight.
That's right. I need to spit it out. 1 second. I need to go hook to spin that thing. I'm a hook tool and you are. What time is it? Oh, it's still early-ish.
You want it back right now?
I'm actually really warm right now. I don't think.
It's definitely like
Yes.
we're all sharing cloaks for no reason.
55 degrees. I put it back on Caleb. It started being
Humid. 60 degrees.
It feels warmer than it is because the moisture.
Oops, it's on that one. Wait, 10 is between 5 minimum. Did I say 10?
the village of people.
200. Yeah, 10 aside. Duh. So this is approximately half a point.
Alright, off we go. So, following the Bromkill byway, your vision pierces the dense tangled trees and vines. You see the distant glow of lanterns just as the sun sets.
That's
skywards dark.
5 in here.
Closer still, you make out a strange mismatch of varying levels that make up the village. Whole areas stand on stilts and raised platforms connected by bridges. While much of the city to
4.
the eastern side of it appears to be
5. There
partially
we are.
submerged in the bottom of it. The browns, greens, and grays of the Martian suns reflected in the browns, greens, and grays of the people who now wander the streets going about their business. Welcome to Barrowville, a somewhat miserable-looking but functional village here in the Rebellion Empire.
4.
So as you kind of come off the the road gives way into this kind of central district, which looks to be a smattering of stone slabs, cobblestone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Opening that scatters the rest of the city.
Not that you guys care, I'm sure. But for your reference, actually, I better put that on there so that you guys can see, because otherwise the light just shines through the paper and you can't see a damn thing. I've drawn a little arrow here to show them that they're entering from this side. And then I've just drawn 2 lines with little notches. So each of space between 2 notches is going to have a shop. And there's 10 on each side. So I don't actually need to mark too many things. I'm going to number the spaces where there's shops. I'm just going to, I don't really even need to draw like a building roof or anything as such. I'm just going to draw little circles with numbers in them, and then each number will refer to a number that I will have on a sheet of paper, which I will keep hidden, so that I know where each building is. So as they go along and investigate, and then inside the alley, between the two, in between the lines rather than on the outsides of the lines, I will draw circles with letters in them, starting from A, working from Z, and that will the letters will correspond to lettered things that I will have on this separate hidden bit of paper, and that'll be like people they can be like NPCs, people they can speak to as they go through the alley. As they go through, and blah blah blah, whatever I'm saying. The ADHD has kicked in. Yes, that'll be people that can speak to as they go through the alleys. It'll be numbered buildings, shops, stalls, etc. That'll be numbered places, and then lettered people, basically. Obviously, there will be people inside the shops as well. Which means I need to make sure I make a note of which NPC was in which shop. Most of them I have written down on this bit of paper already, so I haven't got too much work to do there.
In the rural district, I ran out of pages. In the puddles! It is in the puddles. I got flooded.
Is there anybody outside right now?
There are people walking through the streets, and they're like carrying small sacks.
So rather than numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I'm marking them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that they'll pass them in order.
Nosy, kind of paying attention to the strangers that just came in off the byway. Okay. 2 look like.
Oh, it's still me. I can change my body into other things.
He's fascinated and enthralled by this.
Oh, here, take my mask. Oh,
It's terrifying.
It's very comedian del arte.
Way right now.
It's like this long, dark snout and feet poking through, but you got what you got.
Stylistic. It's fine.
That's a first mask.
Yeah. It's like doctor it up.
He's done up, right?
Yeah, excuse me.
So there's this one kind of older woman who's going by, has her own hood up and kind of a long gray cloak. She's wearing kind of a somewhat stained-looking linen blouse. And I said, "What do you want?"
Lovely weather. We're having our
Weather shit.
okay. I was wondering if you could point us toward a inn or the Keystone Pub, maybe.
Please don't pop in your puddles that way.
Thank you.
Go for a cook a shower thing.
Can you sleep there?
I'm a meat. I will make some tea there.
So I've made the little squares that indicate the shops and stalls and stuff. I've made them different sizes and slightly different shapes as they go. Just again to make it look a little bit of variety, and just a little minor technique to give them character, if you like. Yes, building with character. I've drawn the arch. I don't really need to draw like little dots to show that the path through the alley is sort of sandy dirt on top of cobblestone, but I'm just gonna do bunch of little teeny little dots to make it give a rough impression of being sandy-ish. Also, it's not just gonna be like there's gonna be I mentioned about having NPCs that are gonna be represented by letters, but there's also just gonna be general less savory members of the public in here. Like it's not like they're going to be the only ones walking down this alley to go through the shops and stuff. There's going to be, lowlifes and maybe a suspicious rich person who shouldn't really be in such a sort of place, but appears to be there for some business anyway. I just immediately thought exactly what they're going to be there for. They're going to be there for that. See, everything falls into place immediately in my brain.
You seem like you'd appreciate that more than money, so I don't know.
There's a few outside. What's in your pocket? Keeps walking.
See?
How much of that do you have?
I swiped from a few places.
Okay, Paige, you've been subtly, just stealthily stealing bacon.
I haven't done that. No, just want to say, wrap up in a paper towel, stick it in your bag, and you're fine.
From what we can see in the streets, are there anyone carrying any weapons or guards or spears?
There are. You do actually see a handful of Crown's Guard. They're present. It's still part of the Empire, though they look to be.
I'm just drawing a little arrow on the other end
lackluster.
to indicate that it's the way out,
Their armor is shiny and well kept.
as it were.
Like,
To show that they're not entering from this side; they'll be entering from that side,
they're stationed.
where they currently literally are standing.
They've tried the best to adapt.
Unless they decide to change their mind and they want to try running around to the other side of the buildings and entering from the opposite end, which they're welcome to do if they so choose. But they are currently here.
I'd say close, almost half of the city. Next to the house, it looks like it is the oldest portion of the town. Probably the original Barrel Bend was just this district called the Palace. And the entirety of it is beneath somewhere between 1 to 3 inches of water. So as you begin to descend from the central area of the town, you begin to submerge your feet. The entire rest of the city has been very slowly sinking into the swamp. It's like slowly wading through the tide of the beach. It's also very much impoverished. So maybe if you can imagine an area of the swamp more impoverished than what you've already come across, this is it. You see a lot of huts and hovels. All the buildings here, on top of being older stone structures, and constructed bases themselves are a deep algae green floor to about halfway up, about 2 or 3 feet, where it seems like moss and fungus and various other plant matter is just slowly grown as the liquid that has been soaking into the vicinity is slowly growing up the side of these buildings. There's a fountain that is completely folded in now. At this point, it's going to fall into itself, and bits of the water just seem to have permeated through. It's an older relic of the earlier construction period.
It's ending on the fountain.
It does.
I love this place. This is great.
Crown's Guard, keep an eye on you as you are the newcomers that walk in, and you do notice as you head down the puddles, one of the guards who kind of watched you enter just kind of trails back about 30 or so feet, just sort of slowly walking, keeping an eye. Start catching.
Is the wagon doing okay?
Yeah, it's doing alright. It's still about 3 inches of water average, so it's not a major hindrance. And you're also going at a relatively comfortable pace now that you're in the city. So,
Living tower.
perception check for both of you guys.
A very important question. How's Kiri doing?
Kiri is now enthralled in the back of the cart, put up, front
That's the question. So I'm going to reverse these for now.
So she's like,
Ooh. I might not bother with the coloration that I mentioned. Or actually, I didn't pick what it is. I might not bother with the whole coloring in the thing that I said I would do. I have an insanely short amount of time. Oh, hi! in a very short space of time. I'm quite attached to the non-coloured version of his drawings.
25 or so.
Something is very wrong with my brain. Yes.
For a second. There was originally a building here that fell into itself and collapsed, and they built it. Not very well. So it's kind of this haphazard construct that looks somewhat unstable with bits of broken stone and the only way you can get up into it looks like there are rope ladders hanging down the front of it that lead into an archway that's just open at the top. There are 2 oil lanterns hanging from the outside that give this kind of faint glow to the exterior. From the inside, it looks warmly lit, though dark. It's an 8-foot the threshold of the interior.
The only way to get in is to put a ladder.
That's what it looks like out there. Alright, so you guys got your way that way. You managed to catch up with the Crown Starters. Just gonna walk in as soon as he sees you, they're slowing behind.
Not that one. This one.
This letter that we took.
Bloody crocodile. We also have a beautiful piece of leather. We also have some fine tapestries. We have, let's see, many things. Okay, and kept on using string around it. Pull the silver thread around the edges of the top. You bet.
You just leave it on the base of the.
1 second, let me just make sure this is correct. I like to be historically accurate. Damn, I'm good.
And all of us can get in, but anybody else will.
So as you approach, the guard shows you. Evening, miss.
Evening, sir.
Out of towners.
Out passing through.
What? Let's not make any trouble.
Feels like trouble would make your life a little interesting, though, wouldn't it?
They're not interested.
Oh, is that why you're stationed here? Is this by choice, or who'd you piss off?
Right, that's me, my little note.
No trouble, miss.
What's your name?
He's just like staring right through you.
No, nothing. Just a little conversation.
Okay.
Just simple, trying
Alright.
Let's go, Alexander.
So, cool.
But they're not cute.
I get that a lot.
I ain't sure what HD is, but the doctor just called and said I got 80 of them bitches. Woo!
Damn, I'm gonna get to my ass. Ready for takeoff. Please stand by.
Don't start any trouble.
Right.
Because I don't like him telling me what to do.
I actually don't want to write on top of my place. You should never do that. So I write on top of my notepad instead. That's kind of partially what it's for.
No, I'm comfortable.
Right. How many lines we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. It's going to be 30, isn't it? Or 32. 32. 32. Would have been helpful if it had 40 so that I could just space them 2 apart to guarantee that I had 2 lines for each shop area. Again, I feel like I should note that each shop front is going to be, if they're about 20 feet wide, that makes the alley from there to there 200 feet. I say each one is 30, that makes the alley 300 feet long, which for an alley is pretty long. But this is a very specifically designed alley. So 300 feet wouldn't be unreasonable. How would that work mechanically for time, we think? Average 5 is 5. 30 a minute. Yeah. 30 feet, and some are just stalled. 20 feet, 200 feet. 17. We'll wing it a little bit, but it'll be 20 or 30. Right. That's right. I'll need a pencil to mark some NPC types.
Are you guys keeping theory in the park? Okay, so here's a lot that we can
I guess not. Do you drink liquor, Kiri? Booze?
No.
Just say no. No, Beauty, no.
Here, I'll give you
No.
What is booze? You know what booze is?
Okay, that
It's a Charlie Chaplin fine. We're not going
You know, if you teach respect early on, yeah,
That's true.
keeps it from being this.
not swallow by a good idea.
There you go. She needs fucking you.
Let's see who else is there. That's stand. That one's Mark. Stand.
Looking albino dwarf dude. He's standing there with like pale white skin, jet white gray hair, eyebrows, big white beard, with just this black leather kind of vest that's tucked into these kind of billowing dark brown pants and boots.
What's that?
He's got all these scars and tattoos across his
Mark.
forearm.
Okay.
Right? Steps back, lets you in.
Hi.
Gives a nod. Continues to glare as you guys step inside, but within, it's a warmingly cozy space that kind of resembles being below deck on a ship at sea. You're right at home floor. It's all dark wood from all different angles, and it's kind of cramped too, so it has that similar kind of feel.
Okay.
All the light in here are just like a handful of little lanterns, so it's
people
pretty heavily shaded.
they can talk to most of them. They can talk to as many people as they want, but most of the people that they can in this alley that will just be general people milling around are just random passers-by, people doing their dirty shopping and their misdeeds or their general wandering around this part of the city. But then you have the 8 that I have marked specifically, who, if they speak to them, will have specific relevance if they interact with those guys. But, good. Well, we just I take a photo actually of this diagram. Scusi. Zoom in a little more. My hair can go away. Beautiful. Okay. So let's get down to business. I ain't got voila. I ain't got no time to play around. What is this? The invasion.
Stage on the corner of to your right. It's small, maybe like 5 foot by 5 foot. It's in the process of being built. To your left, you see the bar. It's an L-shaped bar, not terribly large.
Right.
But there behind it, you can see there's 3 oil lamps set up behind that kind of light the area. You can see some liquor bottles and the ale kegs and everything that is set up towards the back of the bar in the front. With
Oh, wait.
sitting on
20 shops. 8 people to talk to outside of them. Open one there.
As the purveyor of this establishment, he's got kind of puffy black hair and heavy mutton chops on the side of his face, full of his rosy nose, as he's in the process of kind of pouring and refilling his tanker for the patient, especially against the bar. Fucking rough-looking fisherman who kind of gives a little glance over to you as you step in, kind of taking the vicinity. Hi!
A.
Welcome to the Keystone Pub. Oldest pub in the Vector.
E. F.
Oldest pub in the Vector
G.
beneath this one.
H.
It's really cool.
Stunning. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Look out for that's a bit of a journey, isn't it? Well, thank you. Thank you. We must come that far up here to visit this one.
There's not really much for you guys to see on this bit. I guess I can show you anyway, just in case you are curious. It's literally 1 second. Check that over there again, where they're supposed to be, by the way.
Can I just look around at the few paintings that are in here and
So,
see if any of them-
I showed you already mostly. 1 second. But yeah. Here we have, like I said before, there's a little arrow here pointing to show them they go in, and then there's an arrow at the other end to show them they're not. But yeah, this is where they go in this little arch. Seriously? There's a little arch run there. And then these along the top, that's the, I know that you can't really see them because they're blurring out, but yeah, that's the shops. And there's more down here. And then I have a little markers, which again, you can't really see it. But yeah, there's little markers here and here and here to show individuals and like ones across the top and everything. To show individuals of specific relevance. Inside the alley. Being a DM is literally like a full-time job that you don't get paid for. Okay. Right. Now I have to start deciding which of each of these things is which. I already know a couple of them.
That you can close to them and
And I pre-determined them. I need to keep them close. So I know that.
The bend of throat broke.
What is what?
The bend of throat broke.
Yeah.
It burns you like a fucker.
Bend your throat.
This one period. Same colour as this one. Burns your throat. Tastes like rock. That's very good to say.
Maybe swamp green and shitty.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. I think we need a round.
Around for
Around for everyone. You too. Points the little hooded chillers.
Yeah, she's on the wagon.
On the wagon. What? Weird. Well, that's going to be 25 copper pieces.
I'll take it. No, this one's on me.
Easy for me to
I need to protect
Who's what now?
They always fight for the check.
Pull the pressure cheers.
Oh,
What brings you to town? Pouring the drink.
All right, get it.
I just pouring the drink, everyone. What brings you to town? What brings you to South News? Movie.
You know, we just heard like amazing things about this area, and we thought, you know, we would check it out because we're travelers.
Who's got to
Yes,
see
and we
that?
like to see different sort of things, and this is
Okay.
really like an interesting area. You know, not many cities have a lot of water in them.
It's a shithole.
Well,
But it's our shithole.
it's really cool looking though.
Thank you. That's exactly the magnet that I bought when I got in here. It's a
I got one of the shithole magnets too.
I got a shithole magnet.
The last one's and then bucket of them. Shithole magnet, really.
It's all to me.
You're building a stage for something? Is there some sort of circus in town or something?
No, I just want some entertainment. The open place. You know, I've been here for 10 years and it's just been a big draw.
Did you know the previous bar that this one's built on top of?
I did, just inherited from my father. Before it, you know,
Right, yeah.
How old is Baron, excuse me, in general?
it is since the Empire's not here, another 3 centuries. Yeah.
Well, you know, we love traveling around. Is there anything in Barrowbend that we just have to see before we leave?
Like you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as coming to town.
Great.
I hate
What's next? What's next? What's that one?
Go.
We go shopping in town, maybe. Got some luck with the trade, maybe have some armor.
Maybe.
I recently made that. Surely not.
Trade. Have a little bit of meat by ducks.
Oh, that's actually that, and that's actually that. I think it's floating around, I guess.
Fancy space. Maybe you want to go at the sticks. That's where the
Okay, I'll just switch to another.
There is a fancy bar of this town.
It's the sticks. It's where it's all raised up. Like the bureaucratic houses, where there's the roast estates. There's the Moss White Temple, which is where the druid keeps a small fane here stays. I think that's it.
We're also going to be looking for a place to sleep. I don't know if you'd recommend anywhere that
You already
Uh.
here.
you have rooms.
Points down.
That's exciting.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
Whoa, that could be so much fun.
Is it haunted?
Do you like things that are haunted?
Yeah.
It's haunted.
Oh, it's a Northern Wonders.
No. We cleared out underneath. Everything that down there we cleared out. We have subterranean rooms.
I'm very excited about this.
Like portholes to the waters.
The enemies have noted on these paper. There will be in a few weeks.
Are they below the water level here?
Most of them, but there's a few if you like. Maybe it's sleep.
I'll walk away from the bar and just stand near the door.
We'll venture stay in space.
Okay.
Just fill it out. This is my bubble now.
Nobody get close.
How many rooms do you have? Well, how much are they a piece?
Okay, that's good. Whew, gee.
Just get all four for a couple days.
I need to send species for these guys. Just say half orcs. Half
I
orcs.
apologize for this communication.
I'm perfectly okay with this, yes.
Yeah, so why not?
It is.
You can make them full orcs, but I think half orc would be nice.
You pay for the experience.
Is there someone we can keep our cart? Do you have a place we can keep our cart?
Your card.
Well, yeah,
Then yeah, we can keep it. I can keep it.
keep it.
I should make them kind of a drunk person as well. If they come there.
Where?
You can just take it to the statements.
Oh,
So it's not going to do for you for just a few delivery fee.
I'll do it because I want to see the house.
I mean, they might encounter more than one drunk person. This is going to be a very specific drunk person.
Let's just put a couple in. That's fine. I've got that.
Fair enough. It is that. Thank you. And you want me to be delivering the card for you?
No, I can do it. Yeah.
It won't be fun. Is that easy?
Where's the stable?
At the midway. There's only really one stable. It's a bit large there. It's midway.
Looking for
You can say half giant.
keep regular, just have to, for Ron.
Looking for lots of Ron.
Ron Keys, yeah.
I can ask him. Is that it?
Ogre.
Look at the stage for
What about half? It doesn't have half giants. It has regular giants. That'd be way too much. Unless half giants are included with the giants, but I don't think they are.
It's like completely out. Drooling down the side of the face.
Look at everyone here.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Gotta work for the right. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Come in hand, yeah. So then let's go for ogre next. I think an ogre might be what I want. But
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over and sit down at his table.
come on in, yeah. A large giant kill you. Isn't it right? I will, however, also look at trolls. See what's making them up.
You seem like such a charming gentleman.
You know, the full appearance here, and it's pretty
Also a large giant. They're both there's large giants. Both look stout. Both chaotic evil. One, however, is a challenge rating 2. The other one's a challenge rating 5. This one speaks common and giant, whereas this one only speaks giant, which makes sense. That one's got multi-attack. This one does not. This one uses weapons. This one uses natural attacks, like natural weapons. I think I'll go Olga. Makes it an easier encounter for them. Oh, it's also faster. It also has a faster movement speed.
You just seem like such a charming gentleman.
What a fuck did you trick me?
We were sent for.
We'll say Ogre. For now.
She's certain gentleman.
You take it straight. Take this item. Joins the other.
Hand on the drink one more time.
It's sterile. It's very nature. It's sterile.
We're here to help you with your troubles.
So let's just start it. I don't know what you think it is. No, fuck it up. No, I'm not very good at it. You don't fucking deal with it. It's not my problem anymore. I don't want anything to do with him or any of his business. He wants to send more of his companies out to a drowning death. Go for it. That's up to you. I want nothing to do with me. You can do it without adding corpses in my tank.
Well, if you want another drink, then you're gonna show us how to get there and how to deal with it. What you know.
There's a drink for it. Yeah, fuck you.
Right. There we are. That is all the people encounters labeled. And I've done one of the 20 building encounters. You know what? I have some chocolate covered Turkish delight on top of my fridge. And for some reason, my taste buds just give me a flash of the taste of Turkish delight in my mouth. I think it's also suggesting to me that I might want to go grab some. It's also suggesting to me that I'm thirsty, so I might quickly go grab my drink. Which makes sense. Also, they do say if you start to feel like you're craving like sweets and sugar and stuff, go and drink something. Like they say, drink water, but specifically I would say don't drink water. Drink something. I mean, water probably is best because it has 0 calories. Like go and drink something that's not sugar. Like don't go and drink a cup of tea with 5 sugars in it. Don't go and drink an energy drink because if you maybe don't go and drink fruit juice. Or if you're going to drink fruit juice, make sure it's not from concentrate. Don't go and drink a glass of fruit juice from concentrate. Don't go and drink something that has heaps of sugar in it, because that's just giving your body the sugar that your brain is telling you might want. Go and drink if you're feeling like you are craving sugar, so you want like sweets and candy or chocolate or whatever. If your brain starts telling you that you're wanting lots of sugary snacks like that, go and drink something that is a low sugar drink, preferably one without like artificial sweeteners added in, and it should help to quench, if you like, the sugar craving from your body. It should help to calm your brain down from thinking that you want sugar. So I should not go and get some of my chocolate Turkish Delight to eat. I should just go and drink a cup of water. Which in fairness I might do, but I might just get the chocolate anyway, because I like chocolate and I like Turkish Delight. My butt is so sore right now. Right. I'll take this with me so I can continue listening. Also because it is full of chocolate. I might pee on my way to go to the kitchen though, so I'll be back in just a minute. And then I can show you what else I do. I just had a very fun idea for a pair of NPCs to come from one of the shops that I'm making for my characters. For my players, sorry. Just gonna go grab a drink of my sweets and then I'll be back with my juice and the candy. It's actually about time for me to have my eggs. I have 2 eggs sitting in a pan waiting for me to boil them and eat them. So I should just have the eggs instead of chocolate. But yeah. Really, 3 squares is more than enough. But I'm gonna die, you know. One day my body's just gonna be like, you know what? I've had enough of you dumping sugar in me. And then it's gonna kill me. It's gonna be like, take that, bitch. But oh well. Until then, I will enjoy the brain rush and the sweetness from my taste buds. Right. Very nice. I'm gonna go eat my eggs, okay? I'll pop a message into the chat. If should anyone pop on who doesn't know what's going on. And they should be able to just see the message. Alright. Where is it? There it is. I was just wondering because I hadn't heard the little beep for a couple of seconds there. It seems stable on YouTube. Anyway, let me pop a message into the chat here so that should anyone pop on whilst I'm gone, they'll know why I'm not here, why nothing seems to be happening. Yeah. Would you point? That's right. Just before I could do that, I realized I forgot to add in another encounter that I kind of wanted to add. I think though. Let me think. Do I add it in now or do I leave it until a little bit later? Might leave it until a little bit later. Oh, I think this would be a good idea. Yeah, that should be fine. And yeah, I got a very good idea for that. It was a very fun plan for that, which I've already started doing in one of the previous sessions, but my players do not know that that was a thing at the time. They will when they re-encounter something. There's something else that they're supposed to be waiting to re-encounter, but I think that they might have forgotten about it. And when they do, in in about 4 or 5 sessions, they should re-encounter what they have already encountered or who. And when they make the encounter, I am gonna like drop the specific description on them, and hopefully it will jog their memories. Now, based on what happened in the last session, one of my players specifically, he remembers something from like the second or third session, which was like, that was almost 2 months ago that we had that session. He remembers something very specific from session 2 or 3, which I was very pleasantly surprised at how quickly he jumped to the idea. And based on that, I think if anyone's going to remember the description, like the description that I'm going to drop in, if any of my players are going to remember their previous encounter, I think it'll be him. Simply because he seems to have that good hindsight, if you like. That or one of the other players, because he was the one who had the most interaction at that encounter. I think one of those two is most likely to recognize the description and be like, ho ho. Very excited for that. Anyway, let me go boil my eggs, and then I could probably actually come and do some more writing whilst they're boiling, but I'm gonna go boil my eggs and then eat them, and then I will be back. See you in like a minute or two. And it takes like a couple minutes for eggs to boil, so I'm gonna take my juice with me. Right. See you soon. Also, by the way, I was mentioning on one of my other streams the other day, but I have quite literally perfected the art of boiling an egg. I get them so perfect. They're so good. That's not to boast or anything either. They're just actually that good. Like, I would actually, if I had a restaurant, I would literally have as a side dish. You can buy my boiled eggs because they are like, wow. But yeah. Alright, give me this again. This can wait here. I've labeled that correctly, that's fine. Did I write down? I don't think I did. No, I did not. Oops. One of my players is going to, if they're going to that shop. Oh, that's so cool. Hello.
Does everyone want to chip in a little bit of gold?
Sure. This is entirely your doing.
You're so broke all the damn time.
No, I have 2 silver and 5 copper.
You're so broke
Yes, if my players go into that shop, that would be very helpful for me because it will give me a little indicator of how certain players' brains are working. I have to say my players' brains are working very nicely. I love my players; they're so good. But yes, let me go make sure my egg's not boiling it over just now. I've got to keep an eye on them, make sure I time them just right. Alright, back in a sec. I'll leave. I'm gonna turn the light off, but it will be going back on when I get back. That makes me going to ghost mode. See you in a minute. That looked a little bit weird the way I merged.
Just a fucking number. Just one.
Soon.
Seriously. Is that better?
Fear not, I have not abandoned you. However, the screen has gone dark, which I had thought it might do whilst I was gone, which is quite upsetting because that means it wants to do a restart.